and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about, of course, my photo shoot prep, which if you've just found me on YouTube, if you're just watching this video, then go and watch the other videos about why I'm doing this photo shoot, everything that I'm doing, of course, in the lead up to it. And also the refeed as well, because like this video is coming off the back of the refeed of getting back deep into the deficit. So I'm going to be walking you through what a day of eating looks like for me, basically. And I don't usually like that, what I eat in a day, as a like, this is what everybody should eat, and this is how I got my physique. So I like to start by putting a disclaimer on this of saying, like, if you eat like this, you won't just automatically look like me. These calories, the protein, like the whole reason that I'm doing this, of course, is for a photo shoot, and it is pretty tight at the minute. Like, things were obviously at the start a lot more lenient. I was on a lot higher calories, but now I'm really like in the last stages, so really tightening up. I'm like 2.5 weeks out now, I think. So yeah, I am very tight at the minute. Calories have dropped down. Protein pretty much stayed the same. Like, we don't adjust protein because, of course, we want to be retaining that muscle, fighting for not losing those glutes, which I am absolutely big on, and I will talk about in the first video as well. I'm just going to walk you through what my food is looking like at the minute. So I have been to the gym this morning. I train very differently from most people who do photo shoots. I train CrossFit, I train gymnastics, Olympic lifting. Yes, there is like cardio involved, but the cardio involves lifting a barbell very quickly. Like, I'm not going in the gym for the purpose of just burning calories. Like, that's something that I'm pretty like dead against, to be fair, because, and I say this to my clients as well, like, I don't want you to look at cardio from a perspective of fat burning, and I think it can get into like quite unhealthy relationship territory if we do it like that, because cardio should be about the benefits of cardio, and that's the whole reason I do it, is because I want a healthy heart. Like, I'm in my 30s now. I am almost 35, which when I say that to some people, they're like, oh my god, no way. I'm not like bigging myself up, like, people do actually say this to me. So I'm almost in my 30s, and I feel I'm almost 35, and I feel like training for me used to be like, yeah, burn as many calories as possible, and now it's like, go and do cool stuff, go and build a strong body, go and look after your bones and your muscles and your heart and your lungs, because this body, girl, is going to take you all the way. And that's something that I'm absolutely huge on. I've just realised that I have run out of yogurt. I over-egged that. So yeah, my training does look very different to how people usually train for photo shoots. They're training like very bodybuilder style, and I used to train like that, and it just does not suit me anymore. So anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about food. So every night I plan the next day's food into my MyFitnessPal. And the reason that I do this, and I encourage anybody to do it, if you are like working towards any goals physique-wise, even like performance-wise, and you need to make sure you're either having enough carbs, enough protein, sticking to a calorie goal, then you should be planning your food, because if you're not, you just wing it, and winging it does not get results. Winging it does, all it does is it leads you into that thing of, like, you wake up on a morning, you're rushing, decision fatigue gets to you, you're like, oh, I've got too much on my brain, can't think right now, I don't know what to have. So you just end up grabbing a piece of toast, and then you get to lunch and you're like, oh, not brought anything with me. You end up going to Greg's. Then you come home and you're like, oh, don't know what to have in the fridge. You end up snacking on things, and then before you know it, you've blown your deficit, you've not hit your protein, you feel like shit. So planning is the best thing you can do when you are working towards any physique goals, and everything is planned into MyFitnessPal. I do actually really like the new version of MyFitnessPal. So breakfast is, I've been to the gym, I've had a flat white, I've had milk in the coffee that I take to the gym with me, so all that is tracked. This is my yogurt. I've been getting these from Aldi. I usually have like Greek yogurt, just mixed protein in, but I've just found that these are really easy just to like throw in a bowl, and it works out like same price anyway. So I've been going with those, and then we are going to throw in a load of raspberries. So every meal, like, I'm trying to get as much volume as possible, because people kind of think that, like, when you're on a diet, when you're trying to lose weight, it automatically means you have to eat like a little tiny bird, and you know, you cannot eat loads and loads of food, which is actually quite the opposite, because if you're eating a lot of like ultra processed foods, you know, like foods that are very calorie dense and not really nutrient dense, then it's not a lot of food in itself. It's quite like a little amount. Whereas this one I'm having, like, yes, the calories might be quite low, but if we bulk out on, you know, protein, things like fruit and vegetables, then you're automatically going to feel so much fuller for longer. So, and I think the thing that people try to do when they diet, or when, you know, you're working towards something like a holiday, like a photo shoot, is you tend to just try and eat as little as possible, and eating as little as possible does not get you anywhere, because you end up being like a ravenous beast. And then when you feel like a ravenous beast, you press the F it button, you know, you overeat and you feel rubbish about it. So I've just had, what have I had? 75 grams of raspberries, because that's all that was in the bag. Just emptied the bag. My strawberry yogurt and a little bit of this granola, which is really good, like, you know, in terms of macros, protein wise, and not loads of sugars, which most granolas in the supermarket are. And then this is the finished product, which will absolutely keep me full. And it's like a lot of food in there. Like, if you think about how many calories is that? Well, I've got my like flat white and the milk from my coffee involved, so that's like 445 calories, 42 grams of protein. Right, so you could probably have like 2 slices of toast and some butter for the same with, you know, the milks and the coffee, but like, it's nowhere near as much food. And that's exactly what I'm about. It's like, you know, think clever in terms of planning out your meals, because that's what we want. We want to be making sure that things are going to keep us fuller for longer. So yeah, I will take you through the rest of the day. I am just going to get on with, what am I doing? I am doing some form feedbacks for my clients. So every Friday, they send me like their videos throughout the week, and then on a Friday, I will sit down and review their form, so that I'm looking at, you know, how they're executing exercises and what they need to work on to make sure they're getting the most of what they're doing in the gym, which is especially helpful for, you know, things like when you're trying to grow your glutes, when you're trying to get your first pull-up, or even like go from like 1 to 10 pull-ups, like to make sure that we're, you know, progressing every single week. That's what we're about. And then I'm recording a podcast and hitting on with some YouTube videos. So yeah, we'll take you along. I've been sat here pretty much all morning, doing form feedback, exercise progressions, workout progressions for my clients, to make sure that they keep pushing their workouts, that they are getting the most out of the exercises. And I'm just doing Laura's feedback here, because she did, I think for the first time, she did some cable hip abductions, and they just felt like clunky, didn't feel right. She only managed a few reps. She didn't know what she, you know, like properly should be doing with the feet. Is the setup right? And then I've given her some feedback this week. She's gone away a few days later. This is where we were at the start, like really clunky, just swinging that leg out, not controlled, only managed like a few reps, just felt like she was just yanking the cable. And now this is her abduction just after that feedback. Like, look at the control, look at that leading with that heel. She's standing on a plate so that she's got that, you know, she's not hitting that foot on the floor. She's more aligned with the cable. Like, just goes to show the beauty of having a coach, having that feedback, because one of her goals is to grow her glutes. And if that is one of your goals, then you need to make sure that you're actually executing the exercises correctly. Otherwise, you know, we're not going to grow. We're not hitting the glutes in the right places, and you're just going through the motions of doing the exercises and ticking a box, which is not good. So I'm a hungry gal. I've worked up an appetite because I've been doing headstands, demonstrating for another client who's got like more gymnastic-y goals. You know, she wants to hold handstands, pull-ups, that kind of stuff, which I absolutely live for. I am so big on having performance goals. You'll see from most of my training, it's performance stuff. Like, I want to do cool stuff in the gym. I want to be able to, I can walk on my hands. I haven't always been able to do that, but like where I'm at right now, I just absolutely love my training. I'm in a deficit, and yes, I'm not getting the most out of training in terms of, it is a lot harder to push things. Like, I have done really well, to be fair, to keep strength on the up, But I'm going to get to that point, especially over the next 2 weeks, where strength is going to feel quite hard. Like, I've been trying to chase 100 on my squat for a while, but I know that I'm not going to be getting 100 anytime soon, because I've lost like, what, 7-8 kilograms or something since I was like at a 95 kilogram squat I think it was Christmas time. And then like for the rest of this year I've been trying to get to 100, but my weight's been going down, so obviously pound for pound with exercises like squats. And I'm still squat 95 though, which I'm quite impressed with, because I'm obviously a lot lighter, so I'll take that as a win. I'll absolutely take that as a win. So making some lunch. I need to get my phone actually to see what I'm making, but I'm making a tuna salad. Tuna is such like a good option for protein. I think I'll chop this and then I'll wash it, because you won't hear me when I turn the tap on. Let's just wash my lettuce. That is not a euphemism. So I've washed my lettuce and my bowl is now just absolutely wet through. In some tomatoes. Now, do we need to weigh out like salad things? No. Like, when you are in a deficit, and of course you're trying to lose weight, yes, it's important that you are on the ball, you know, you're accurate with your tracking and whatnot, but I'm sorry, but you're not going to overeat on iceberg lettuce and cucumber. It's not happening. Yes, I weigh my protein, I weigh my carbs, but it's just, if you're going to have to eat a lot of cucumber to overeat calories, right? So I'm not that interested in weighing out those things. And yeah, we don't want to get too overwhelmed by little things like that, because it doesn't really matter. However, I will like weigh beetroot. Absolutely love beetroot. Absolutely brilliant. It's really good actually for performance. Is beetroot. I'm sure is it the nitrates in it, which really help performance, but I just love the flavour of it. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's delicious, and I know it's one of those, it's kind of like a love-hate thing, isn't it? But I absolutely love it. And you know, when we are eating any kind of goals for fat loss or for body recomposition, muscle gain, strength, whatever, we want to get as many colours on our plate as possible. You know, we want to get loads of veggies in there. You know, the nutrient dense food, like look, again, look at the size of my plate and look how much food is on there. And that's like barely any calories. I'm going to put some tuna on there, mix it with a little bit of mayo. When I open up this tuna, there's going to be a little tuna thief who will come in like, oh, I told you, I knew you'd be here. Little tuna thief who is like, give me the tin, give me the tin. So I always save him a bit of tuna, even though I still track the full tin. I feel like a bad human, bad dog mum, if I don't give the dog some tuna. I'm like, oh, he absolutely loves it. Absolutely loves tuna and fish. But we don't weigh tablespoons, we weigh in grams, because there can be such a big difference with a tablespoon. And especially when it comes to things like, you know, like peanut butter, spreads, like butters, oils, things like that. I'm like, oh, we definitely need to weigh those things in grams, because it is so easy to overeat on things like that. Say please, sit. Say please. Good boy. Tuna man. Look at that. Yeah, this is lunch. All that food. How many calories is it? Let's just double check. Like the amount of volume that is on that plate, and that is 309 calories, 28 grams of protein. Oh, hang on, that is with a Squares Totally Chocolate bar in there as well, so I've tracked that. We do have a lot of Squares bars because they are great for, like, if I'm going for a run, I'll have a Squares bar before I go for a run. If, you know, I like wake up early and then I'm off to the gym a bit later or whatever, which very rarely happens, I'll have a Squares bar, because they're just like such good like instant energy. And I was just staring at them yesterday and I was like, oh, I really want a Squares bar. So I've allowed one in my calories today, which is why I've not got like loads of carbs in my lunch. But I don't really like loads of carbs in lunch anyway, because if I do have a really carby lunch, I then end up having like a bit of like a come down, where I've had that like big burst of carbohydrates, and then my energy levels drop in the afternoon, and then I feel like a bit of an afternoon slump, and then I'm like, where's my next snack to give me that extra boost. So I don't really like having loads of carbs for lunch. I reserve my carbs for my evening meal. But yes, I'm gonna enjoy my lunch now and get on with doing the podcast for the Thrive Girls and then record some more YouTubes. I've been distracted. I've had a delivery. So, oh God, some stuff last week, the week before, and it came and it was really nice. I'm trying to think where they are. Like, I ordered a set and it was pink and I was like, oh, it's just a bit pink for me. It's just a bit pink for me. So I sent it back. Did keep some of the other bits. So I've got, what have I got? This little, whoa. This is all like stuff for the photo shoot. So I've got like this little bra. And I will run through some of the photo shoot outfits in a different video. And then I got like some of the scrunch socks, which are really, really cool. And then some other socks. I've just ordered, so I've reordered like the set that I got, but I've ordered it in blue. Because I thought like the pink was just a bit much. And I feel like I really suit this blue. And I loved the style of this bra. Like, I'll show you, shall I? But the shorts were out of stock, so I've ordered them off Vinted. Because obviously there's loads of different stuff on Vinted, isn't there? But there wasn't this on Vinted. So I've ordered the shorts off Vinted, and hopefully, I'm hoping that they're like real and are not going to come and just look like absolute crap. Because I'll be really... Do you know what I mean? Like if they're fake and just like the complete different colour and stuff. Because you never know, do you? You never know. But let's try this on and I'll show you what it looks like. Yeah, this is better. The blue is definitely more me. And even though I'm like, all my brand and everything is like the pink was just like a cotton candy pink. And I thought, no, like this is definitely more me. I've got it on with these are the Honor soft motions and I absolutely like bury me in them. They are amazing. So I'm hoping that the shorts are going to be like this because this is perfect. I feel like this blue is so much nicer. So yes, very happy. Look at the dog. A YouTube, which is funny because I've recorded the YouTube video, but this video is going to come out 2 videos after that video. So I've done everything backwards, but we've got it. Anyway, I'm having a golden kiwi. If you have not had one, they're amazing. Good for fibre, good for vitamin C. And I think the skin on a golden kiwi is much nicer to eat. Like, it's not as furry, and I do love a kiwi skin because there's a hell of a lot of vitamin C in there. Caesar salad is like my favourite thing ever. At the minute, anyway. I tend to go through this phase of rotating between meals. I'll never eat Caesar salad in winter, but in summer, it's a go-to. Like, I'm obsessed with them. And I mean, it's not summer yet, is it summer? But absolutely obsessed with it because it's so tasty. Like, there's cheese in there, there's a nice dressing, tasty chicken, croutons, the crunch, the textures, like, chef's kiss. And I will have it literally every day. If I don't have it for lunch, I'll have it for tea. And that's it. Like, fat loss is about repeating meals, you know, repeat meals, be consistent, because it's going to make life so much easier. It shouldn't be overcomplicated and, you know, making loads of complicated meals. So absolute 10 out of 10 meal. So this is the last little snack of the day. Whilst we're watching telly, I've got Yorkshire tea, a proper tea with sugar and milk, because some things we don't compromise on. And that is my tea. I really look forward to that. And then we've got some jelly and melon. Jelly is like 8 calories, and then obviously melon, it just scratches a sweet tooth itch that I need. So this is pretty much a typical day at the minute of what I'm eating, kind of like what meals I will rotate between. And yeah, it just kind of gives you an idea of what food does have to look like. And it's not like, you know, you've seen the big salads, the big portions that I am having. Just goes to show, like, you just don't have to live off, you know, a big breath of air for breakfast, a deep breath for lunch, and just a bit of lettuce leaf for tea, because that's not the case. Big meals, filling your plate, like, that's what it's all about on this photo shoot prep. So yeah, and it's Friday night as well, and I've done pretty successful. I managed to have been for a walk after tea, and I managed to swerve the Chinese takeaway, because there's an amazing Chinese and Thai, and they're like right next to each other, and Whenever I have to walk past them, I'm like, oh. So I managed to walk a different route to avoid that whilst walking the dog. So yeah, pretty successful day. So come and join me, of course, for the next video. Like, subscribe, please help me out. And of course, I will catch you in the next one where we get ever so close to this photo shoot. Thank you all for watching.